Welcome everybody. Hey, this is BV Talk Live, VEGA Conflict edition. Lex, first thing we're going to talk about is the past event that we just had.
I can't wait.
Yes, we had. We'll try and start with something friendly as far as the event goes. How were the metrics on the event, Lex? What can you tell us on how it went?
So it wasn't quite as popular as Arms Race. It was. Just quickly there, we ran two events, in case you didn't notice. We also ran Espionage. Espionage was a lot more popular than we expected, which probably had some knock-on effect with countermeasures. I don't think we'll be doing two events per month anytime soon.
Okay, now for the Espionage, that was with the main prize of the Dread.
Zeal.
Oh, excuse me, Zeal, which a lot of the newer players didn't have, and is a really fun ship, especially when you find guard fleets.
Yeah,
excellent for meter mating and pissing people off. So yeah, we had that the previous week, and then butt up against it the next week was
countermeasures.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. According to our engagement, a lot of people had a lot of problems getting into it, but once they had no problems getting to the end. So
yeah,
hard event to get into, easy to finish.
Yeah, I would agree. It was a little difficult to get into, but once you got the seat time, you get the first 45 minutes of seat time in, the rest of it was easy. I did it in 2 accounts, and a third account I got to halfway between 3 and 4. So what, 1.25-ish? 1.2. So it was just a matter of butt time. It wasn't too difficult once you figured it out. With the prizes we had, which was the Arrestor Beam, which is a new ship weapon, Vector Torpedo, which is a new ship weapon, and a new frigate, the Osprey. Our tinfoil hat theory is that a frigate being pushed like this, a really shitty weapon that the Vector Torpedo is.
I take offense to that. I quite like the Vector Torpedo.
Well, then explain
it's
its
more of a
use.
cheese knife than a weapon.
Yeah. I mean, I could throw a hunk of cheddar cheese at somebody and probably have it would track better than a Vector Torpedo.
Thank you.
I mean, I've seen the Vector Torpedo track 2 or 3 times, but if it's launched and then you fly in its range, it doesn't track you. So what do you like about it? Why do you think it's a good weapon? Or can you tell us what in the Sam hell the devs think we're supposed to do with this crap?
It's my new auto weapon.
For your auto fleets?
Yep.
What kind of auto fleets?
Well, I have a feeling that it's going to be badass on a Zeal. I'm going to stick 6 Vector 2s on one of them. We'll tell you how it works out, but...
Okay, so what are you going to do when I fly a Shock 5 cutter up your ass and take out your whole fleet?
I will bring my anti-player fleet.
Your anti-player fleet. Was that your thermal lances?
Thermal lances, yeah.
That's my guard fleet, and it works well.
Thermal
Thank
cheese.
you very much.
Thermal cheese, yes, thermal cheese fleet.
Oh, yeah.
That's about all that fleet's good for is cutting the cheese.
Pretty Christmas slice.
Well, it can't cut a carrier.
Do you see a combination of these weapons on the new ship? Is that what KIXEYE's pushing? Is that what the kind of crack they're dealing?
Well, I'm going to stick my Arrestor on the Osprey. Absolutely.
And then with what, a Polaron or a Echo? And then Optic 5?
Polaron or an Echo or a Thermal. And then Optic 5, Armored 3, Fusion, and probably the low-level armor and regenerating shield.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm building a
1v1 that will not lose. 1v1 that will not lose against any ship. You just sit in their black.
Sorry, their black hole. That's
yeah.
Inside their firing range. That's cheating, isn't it?
We found out that that's cheating again.
Yeah.
You cannot fly within their firing range. That's not allowed.
You fly in their blind spot and you just cheese them to death.
Yeah, I think that's against the TOS. I think we heard that.
You're not allowed to get within the minimum firing range because then they can't shoot back at you. It's cheating.
Oh, well, they can report me.
Overall, it wasn't too horrible. It wasn't too difficult. It was just a matter of getting in the groove and working through it.
Just on the difficulty of the event, there's quite some rumors I want to address. We don't do it to increase difficulty, to increase coining or anything. I mean, it's a constant challenge to keep the event hard enough and interesting enough for high-level players, but simple enough that it's achievable. Like, we've got to constantly come up with a way of making this interesting every time, and sometimes we bump it too far. This one, we clearly did. But I was talking to the designer who balanced this. It's not malicious in any way.
Has he been put in rehab yet?
I want to know how he balanced this. Did he have a dirty great night size 9 stood on the one side of the scales? Because
Sure.
it was the most unbalanced event we've ever had.
Can I ask why? Like I've got feelings of my own, but I'd like to hear it from a player's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that they've made the events where you cannot come. You know, if you're hitting at the highest levels, it's very difficult to complete. And that's what makes me think he's had his dirty great big size 9 stood on one side of the scales, and then tried to balance it with a few feathers on the other side.
Well, and maybe this will explain it to you. Make us grind or make us pay, but don't make us do both. That's pretty much where most people will go with that.
Irf, you had something?
Yeah, I would say I like the events to be hard. That's not a problem at all. But with the 2 events we had back to back, one event was Shock and MD to finish the event, and then this last one was Thermal and Spectral to win. So changing over your event fleets takes a little time, which eats into the event time, and putting them that close together, it was just really actually hard for me, changing everything I had over from one setup to the other setup to be able to do the event.
Quick question: did you participate in Espionage?
Did I? Yes. Yeah, I got up to tier 2. And I didn't really grind it, and I didn't pay for it. So.
Okay, interesting.
All right, so yeah, screw the event. It's over. Who cares?
Exactly. We've got the ship. We've got the cheese knife.
Yeah, cheese knife. Now, one of the things that led up to having 2 events back to back was iOS submissions. That seems to be the bottleneck on content and things like that. Can you speak at all to that, Lex? How is it? Is it getting better? Is it being worked on?
It's definitely being worked on. We've learned some very harsh lessons over this last week.
Apple sucks.
Sure. First things first, we're going to be front-loading a lot more content now. The event will be loaded into the game like the first submission of the month. This is something we've been doing anyway, but lately we got a little bit carried away with fixes and some last-minute features that have been coming down from the higher end of the business.
Well, I'm sorry.
Got something stuck in your throat there, Fear?
Like, it annoys us as much as you, but we can't just patch iOS builds, so we really have to make sure that all of the fixes go into one big release. And when something does go out, then we're going to have to resubmit, and that can push back an event, which is what you saw. That's pretty much what happened with countermeasures.
Okay. Now there's been some talk about losing the ability to play in Chrome completely, even with a little workaround.
It likely will happen to all browsers.
Okay, so that leads us to what the hell?
So if people are unfamiliar with what's going on, Chrome and eventually Firefox and IE will be depreciating NP API support, which is what Unity web browser, the web client, uses to run inside of a browser. So we're looking into it. There is another library we can use called WebGL, currently, this isn't looking like it's going to reach the level of quality we need to run a game as big and expensive as VEGA Conflict in time before September. We have another plan in place, which we are working on very hard. You'll know what it is when it's time to announce it, but that's all I can really say about it.
So
It's very exciting.
So there are top secret plans in the works.
There are top secret plans.
Super soon. Well, it's got to be by September, right? This is the only thing we have to. You have to keep that date because that's.
You got 3 months. Yeah. Super soon.
Just a heads up, where it's very, very unlikely that VEGA will go full mobile. We're all PC players.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, if it went, you would lose quite a few people.
Absolutely.
I would basically tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah,
go
about
play
10
another
guys. Game. 10 guys. That's not too bad.
Yeah, there's 10 of us left.
How many? You can't tell us how many players there are, obviously, but
no.
But there's a whole bunch now, right? Can you say there's a whole bunch
of mobile players?
Of players in general. There's probably
there's a bunch, yeah.
The chat seems to have made a guess at Steam.
Oh,
no,
really? That's interesting. What? Yeah. Okay. What a fascinating suggestion.
That might sidetrack one or two of the devs.
Is this something you cannot confirm or deny?
Wow, don't even know why they brought that up.
Now, coming up, Lex, can you tell us anything about upcoming riots or events?
Okay.
Some people don't read the forums, so.
Okay, so the next riot will be on the weekend after next, which I believe for me is the 3rd of July. There are other countries than the US.
Not ones that matter.
Got away from them.
Not ones that matter. So the rest of the third world can play VEGA on that weekend. America will be like blowing shit up and starting fires. And...
That's right, burning couches.
Well, he said were you talking about the main event?
No, I'm
main event's
talking
gonna
about
be
riot.
All right.
Yeah. Anything on the next main? Is there anything you can tell us?
We are mixing up the formula a little bit.
Here we go.
Yeah. Countermeasures was the last event that we have planned of its type.
Okay.
That's good.
Yay.
What would you classify that type as?
Going out, you hit a bunch of fleets, you come back to base, and you rinse repeat. The next one will be similar, but different, and then the one beyond that will be different again.
Base hitting? Are they going to come get us?
Don't know what you're talking about.
I want and obviously it would have to be an opt-in thing, but I want an event where they come to us. Come take my base.
That's fascinating. Yeah, I'll be sure to pass it on.
Lex, are you saying they're gonna come hit our bases?
I'm not saying anything of the type.
But you're not saying they won't either.
No, he's saying how the hell do you get that idea from?
It's a fascinating concept.
Another big thing that's been popping up in the Facebook especially, and a little bit on the forums, is Fleet Manager. We're going to keep saying it over and over and over. I know there's been some hesitation. Well, hesitation. You guys haven't done anything about it. The Fleet Manager sucks. We want drop and drag tabs. I want to be able to have... We'll just use auto ranks as an example. I want 3 or 4 fleets. I can pre-make, have them in a tab, have them named. I'd say I blow up a couple fleets and it's like, okay, I would just want to drag and drop this fleet in. It's ready to go. I don't see it scaring people away if they have too many dead fleets. I know that was an issue that was brought up on Facebook. I mean, if I've got a bunch of high-level fleets and all of a sudden I want to go squash some little thieving bug, it's going to take me 3 minutes to get the ship back, take it apart, take the fleet apart, and try and find my Instagens, let alone get 6 of them in a fleet and get it launched. By then, the cockroach is scurried away and I can't step on him.
So while I can't promise that exact feature. There is going to be an improvement to the Fleet Manager on both PC and mobile. It will mitigate some of what you're talking about.
Okay, baby steps. We'll take baby steps.
Yeah.
I do have one quick suggestion they could do, is have all the tabs closed to start with and open up the ones we want instead of having them all open up, and then we have to close them as we go down.
That would be nice.
Oh,
What about a filter up the top?
sorting.
Shut up! Don't say that.
Filter by what?
Whatever you want.
By ship type.
Hull class.
Yeah,
you go.
they kind of have that on mobile-ish.
We
The
have
mobile's kind of the opposite of the PC. The mobile one actually does start all closed and you can open them up, but it's still kind of a pain.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a pain in the ass to shuffle ships around in a fleet or move them between fleets. Okay, well that's not too bad. And anybody else have anything for Lex?
what's the next Riot prizes? The small one.
Oh, the Riot.
Uh-huh.
The next Riot is a Gariel.
A cutter.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
This
Right.
the tech tree
Yep.
that's coming in with the Blood Amber. You can buy certain tech,
Yes.
which is complete and is an instant fix.
Mhm.
Will this be held back by the tech tree? So I mean,
No.
if you've not
No.
got Synth 4,
I get what you mean.
and you buy Synth 5, will you still be able to use Synth 5 although you've not got the tech tree behind it?
No. See, tokens ignore all prerequisites, including is the item researched. It is basically this will go on your ship no matter what. It ignores time, it ignores prereqs, and it ignores is researched. So
That's all right.
no, it won't be affected.
Okay. One
Good.
thing I've in fact just recently heard some complaints about. Let's say I've got Glad 2 tokens, and I'm refitting a Rev. Let's say it forces you to use the tokens if you want to install Glad 2s. What if I want to install Glad 2s but not burn my tokens?
Yeah, I heard this. It was on the Rebel Therapy.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. So shame on me.
Yeah, that is intended.
Why is it that way? What was the intention?
The intent is you got to use your tokens before you can slow or instant build.
So that's not
It's
going
just-
to change.
Sorry, it's just the way it's set up.
Lex, I do appreciate your time. We do support you. Just keep the mouth moving, keep talking, even if it's something bad.
Certainly.
Put out more thermal lance fleets, Lex. I'll go smash them.
You won't.
I
you
got
won't
my
have
mobile ready. And, I can go get my carrier.
I'll go get my 4S and we'll mobile you.
Oh, jeez Christ. All right, Lex, thanks a lot.
See you later, guys.
All right.
Later,
see you.
Lex.
Thanks a lot.
Take it
Yeah, man.
easy.